A shocking development in the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight.
Mike Tyson's still the strongest puncher that I ever been in the ring with, ever. At 55 at the time, now I think he's
Uh,
57, about to be 58. He's still the
yeah.
strongest puncher I've ever been in the ring with. First time he hit me in my chest, I feel like a mule had kicked me in my chest. So if he hits anybody on the chin with a shot like that, they going either out or they going down, especially guys that are not used to being hit like that. All
Okay.
depends on what happened. But if I fight a real fight and Mike is in shape, like he
Mm-hmm.
got in shape for me, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be very problematic for Jake Paul. If he's not in shape and Jake's 230 and Jake know how to push him back and not get caught with those big shots early, Jake can win the fight.
It will officially be on the record and it's fully sanctioned as a pro fight. Okay, so as you guys can see on the screen here, the results will go on the official record. Knockouts are allowed. Again, very surprising. 8 2-minute rounds. 2 minutes instead of 3 minutes. This kind of somehow gotta keep it, within exhibition rules, even though it's a pro fight. Now, here's the interesting one. 14-ounce gloves instead of 10 or 8-ounce gloves. We know this is because they do not want any knockouts to actually occur or any damage to occur. That would look really bad on any, state athletic commission's record. Now, I also have to mention, you do not want Mike Tyson to hurt Jake Paul. He has a better chance of hurting Jake Paul than Jake Paul has a chance of hurting him. And last but not least, we have no headgear. Not really surprised by that one because, you're gonna have to sell this fight. If they said headgear, no one's buying tickets. You're not gonna sell a lot of pay-per-views if you had headgear in this fight. Again, July 20th, AT&T Stadium. Now, getting off of that, yeah, I'm actually surprised by this decision, honestly. But, the 14-ounce gloves is very interesting to me because, it kind of points to the Texas State Athletic Commission basically not wanting anything bad to happen, which bad would be a knockout, more so by Mike Tyson on Jake Paul than the other way around. Yesterday, I'm watching Sugar Shane Mosley's new podcast, the legend Sugar Shane Mosley. Great content, and he had Roy Jones Jr. on, and we're talking about RJJ, one of the greatest to ever do it. In my opinion, top 5 boxer of all time. RJJ is one of my favorites, and also his mind for the boxing game is legendary. He said something interesting.
Mike Tyson's still the strongest puncher that I ever been in the ring with, ever. At 55 at the time, now I think he's 57, about to be 58. He's still the strongest puncher I've ever been in the ring with. First time he hit me in my chest, I feel like a mule had kicked me in my chest. So if he hits anybody on the chin with a shot like that, they going either out or they going down, especially guys that are not used to being hit like that. All depends on what happened. But if I fight a real fight and Mike is in shape, like he got in shape for me, it's gonna be very problematic for Jake Paul. If he's not in shape and Jake's 230 and Jake know how to push him back and not get caught with those big shots early, Jake can win the fight.
For him to say Mike Tyson, 50 plus years old, still, packed the biggest punch that he's ever felt in his career is alarming on many levels. We know power is the last thing to go and, all of that. But for Mike Tyson at 50 plus years old to, surprise RJJ with the most power he's ever felt in his fighting career, it's nothing short of amazing. And again, this is a cautionary tale for Jake Paul. Now, in my last video, I said, people should be more worried for Jake Paul than Mike Tyson, honestly. I was worried for Mike Tyson. I don't want him to come out of retirement. You worry about his age and him, getting knocked out potentially. But if this fight is for real and legit and guys are not trying to just put on a sparring match, RJJ in that Sugar Shane Mosley podcast said, there was rules in place. They couldn't hit each other, basically on the head. And They didn't want any knockouts, and they were supposed to have a glorified sparring match. If you don't have a situation like that and it's a actual legitimate fight, Mike Tyson will hurt Jake Paul. And early on, I don't see how Jake Paul escapes a devastating punch from Mike Tyson. We've seen him punching on the pads, and even if it's for a minute, Jake Paul is gonna have to get on that bike for a minute and survive the onslaught of Mike Tyson, even at 50 plus years old. And again, it's a cautionary tale for Jake Paul when RJJ says Mike Tyson at 50 plus years old is hitting him with the most powerful punch that he's ever felt in his pro career. But the 14-ounce gloves, the 8 rounds, 2 minutes each, all these things kind of point to it being more of an exhibition than a pro fight. But it's a pro fight. It will go on the record. And we just gotta see. We gotta see if it's a legitimate fight and Mike Tyson is actually trying to get Jake Paul the out of here, or if he's just in it for a glorified sparring match and to give Jake Paul the boost that he needs in order to continue this circus. We'll see. But let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, share. I appreciate it. Peace.